See the numbers kicking in. All right. All right. We are back in the building. It's been a long time. It's been a hot minute. And today I got a good old friend. We go kind of back, like not like way back, but back enough. Working at Bitcoin.com exchange. Now it's FMFW, and now we're doing our own separate little things. And now we are back here. So got a chance to meet up with Stan in Dubai, and yeah. The reason I brought him here is, first of all, to catch up with him, and also learn a little bit more about what's happening in the crypto payment space because I really want to know how we can get everyone to buy a coffee of crypto. I'm tired of using my Visa, MasterCard. I wish I had an Amex card, but I'm not a black card Centurion guy yet, but who knows? I think crypto can change all that stuff. So, anyway, Stan, welcome to the Cryptocosm, man. Glad to have you.
Hey Marcos, happy to see you. Thanks for having me. Very
Yeah,
excited to talk with you today. It's a good thing to start Monday morning like that with a good, wiseful conversation.
I know, right? I know. Hey, look, I'll tell you what. I am super grateful to be in the crypto space. Just wake up in the morning, binge on crypto, blockchain, just to be in this industry is just such an amazing space to be. And hey, I'm just grateful to be here and just, have this amazing conversations about how crypto and blockchain based solutions are going to revolutionize the internet information money. And that's what the cryptocosm is all about. And definitely you've been in the space for quite a long time. So, before we go into crypto payments, what Zonda and, maybe, some insights about the crypto payments industry in general, I would want my audience and the people on LinkedIn and other channels to kind of like get an inside story or maybe your origin story, how you got in the crypto and blockchain space. So please, Stan, take it away, sir.
Yeah, I think I'll better share my story how I got into crypto because it's quite interesting and funny thing. Like it all started back in 2012 actually. So I was
Nice.
studying back then in university. I was studying in the National Aviation University in Kiev in Ukraine, and my friend who was 1 year older. He was working as a 2D designer in a local small studio after the lectures, and he discovered Bitcoin back then. So when he was leaving the job, he was turning on every single computer and launching Bitcoin Core on them, and he was mining Bitcoin that way. And then at one point he came to me and I don't know, we were hanging out somewhere at the campus site and he said like, "Hey, you heard about Bitcoin? It's like new form of electronic money and stuff." And at the time he had like zero point 0.8 or zero point 0.9 something like that. And I didn't go into that back then. I was like, okay, like whatever, it's just like another payment method. It's like some I don't know, Visa Mastercard thing transaction, or maybe this is some like Western Union thing. I was not even reading about it. I was thinking, oh, okay, whatever. You can't even spend it. There is no utility and stuff like that. And then in 5 years after that, in 2017, when I was working in a small in a small startup, we were automating email marketing for e-commerce. At that point, we had a lot of people interested in crypto, a lot of people launching their first crypto startups, and that was like the ICO craze. Everyone was launching their projects, getting good funding, and going to the market. And at the time, we also decided to create kind of an internal payment method for that startup. And we decided to build it on top of blockchain. So we created our own token. We went to the pre-ICO. We successfully gathered 1,200 Ethereums. I think at the time there was about 1,200,000 Ethereum was like $100. Yeah, I wish I kept all of that in my
Oh,
wallet since
I know,
2017,
right?
but it is what it is. That would be
Yeah, yeah.
30x.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, Stan, I didn't mean to
yeah, yeah,
interrupt,
yeah.
but I gotta state this. When you said that, a part of me kind of hurt a little bit. I'm like, oh my goodness, what a missed opportunity. But hey, I get it, right? It's a different time, different perspective, right? So
Of course, we had to spend that money. We had to grow. We had to go to the road shows, to the conferences. We had to do marketing and stuff. But back then in 2017, I realized that crypto will be here forever. That crypto will stay no matter what will happen, because there was um, so many options to use it. There was so much utility in that. When we went to our first road show, that was 2018, we went to Hong Kong, Singapore, then Seoul and Tokyo. I met like probably 50 to 60 different projects and hundreds of people, different
Wow.
individuals, investors, people that were on early stage investing in crypto startups. I realized that it's forever because there was so much utility. I remember guys were pitching something like blockchain drones, post-service delivery. Someone was doing like blockchain and social media new style. Then someone was doing
Interesting.
social media platform for risk reputation management, stuff like that. And they had all so much different projects from real world using the blockchain technology. Yeah, and since that time, like I've been working in a lot of places since 2017. I'm actively in crypto. I was working only with crypto projects. Like we collaborated together with the Bitcoin exchange, right? We collaborated
Mm.
together on the FMV, FMFV.io. And right now I'm in Zonda. Zonda is one of the longest standing and longest operating exchanges in Europe. As you said before, we've been under the other brand. Right now we're focusing on Zonda. We have 4 licenses. We are waiting for a couple of more to get. We're actively building new mobile app, trading platform. But the most excitingly is that we are actually conducting the token sale right now. It's going in stealth mode completely. We just closed like 70% of seed round. We did not really announce it yet. We just posted like 1 or 2 videos. There is a big
Nice.
interest. So yeah, this year would probably be focused on closing the token sale and finally releasing 2 of our major projects. That will be new mobile app and the new web front end for trading. Yeah,
Oh, right. Okay. Interesting. Okay. All right. So you're more than just a kind of like a crypto payments channel. You also got the exchange side that helps with the trading and stuff. So okay, interesting. Wow. All right.
sure.
All right. Okay. That's cool. All right. Let's dive in there. But it's also good to know that you guys also are trying to raise some funds. I think when you meant stealth-wise, it's just like early investors or some groups and stuff. Would it be open to say like the regular Joes and Janes out there?
Yeah, we will. We will for sure, but only for private sale because the seed is closed. We have a little allocation left in the seed round for the lead fund that would be helping us to close the private. And of course, later on, we will be announcing the public sale. But for public sale, it would be probably there will be a lot of people wanting to buy our tokens because on public we're selling only 1 million worth of tokens. And we have, 50 to 100,000 monthly active users on the exchange. So even if one of them will put like, each of them will put $1, we will close already like a big amount.
Yeah,
Then if they put
easily.
like $10, the whole public sale is closed. Yeah,
All right, and not a bad problem to have. Not a bad problem to have, especially in
definitely.
this current. You know what I mean? Man, it's interesting. Awesome. All right, so I want to get straight into payments because I think that is what that's. I think would it be correct to say that Zonda's main, I guess, unique value proposition is crypto payments? Would that be correct to say?
I would say that our unique value proposition is that we have 2 products. It's very important to differentiate. We have Zonda
Okay.
Exchange and Zonda Pay. Zonda Pay is about payments. Is a gateway that allows, let's say, e-commerce store to accept crypto and withdraw in euro or vice versa. And exchange is a typical centralized spot exchange.
Okay.
And the biggest advantage of exchange is, of course, that we are licensed in a couple of countries in Europe and we are getting
Yeah.
licenses in more. The second thing I would say is that we have a very good and reliant infrastructure for payments for exchange. and the
Yeah.
payments is quite cheap. So I think that our fees for deposits and withdrawals, especially in fiat, they're one of the lowest compared to the other exchanges that are on the same markets as we are.
Yeah.
And as for Zonda Pay, it's connected to exchange, and it's one of the parts of our business. And one of the biggest advantages is that it's really easy to use. The payments are going quite fast, and we also charge very little fees compared to other competitors.
All right. Cool. Cool. Awesome. No, thank you for like sharing one of the payment side and also the exchange side. That's interesting. But hey, let's get into payments.
Yeah.
And one of the several questions, a lot of people, I guess, would ask me. Most of these people are not your, like your big corporate clients. These are like, freelancers like me or small business owners. Many people are really kind of curious about crypto. I mean, they heard of, BTC, Bitcoin Cash. I mean, there's also, your stable, your typical stable coins. And if you talk I'm friends with a lot of libertarians and, anarcho-capitalists. So they're all into like, privacy coins and stuff. So, but, the main topic is how to do business, how to get people to buy coffee. So I guess one of the main questions is what would be the difference between crypto payments and your traditional payment solutions like your Visa, MasterCard, Union Pay, American Express. So I mean, what would be, I guess, your answer?
So from my side, like my answer is quite simple. If you use crypto, you don't have the middleman. If you use traditional transfers, you always have a middleman. For example, if I want to send you right now, I'm in Berlin, you're in Dubai, I want to send you
Hmm.
like $1,000, and
Yeah.
I want to do it through the bank transfer. I would need to go, okay, if I have a good neobank, maybe I can do it online. But usually no. You need to go to the
Yeah. Yeah.
bank, you need to do the
True.
wire, and you will be waiting from approximately 3 to 5 working days to get that money. So you would wait a week to get that $1,000. Maybe you wouldn't
Yeah.
need that in 1 week, right? With crypto, it's completely different. It's processed from seconds to minutes, usually from seconds to minutes. Sometimes it might be hours, but on very rare occasions. I don't remember when that happened last time, probably like 3 years ago. But nevertheless, in crypto, you just initiate transaction. It's digital money. By, let's say, to make it simple, the system does some mathematical calculations. It verifies the transactions. It puts it in the ledger, and that's it. And then you get the money, and we have the proof that the money is on the ledger, and this transaction cannot be counterfeit or changed or whatsoever. So that's the biggest difference is speed, of course, and the second
Hmm.
thing is that you're processing directly peer to peer. You're not processing like peer to business to peer.
All right. Okay. All right. No, I think the main emphasis is that obviously not many. You're removing the middleman
Yeah.
out of this grand equation. But I guess I know it's kind of like a repetition, but I maybe say if like like a business like a small business owner or maybe like an individual would were to ask you about crypto payments, what would be the biggest advantage for a regular person to use crypto, like to say like to do business, than compared to using your your Visa, Mastercard, and stuff? Like, what would be like the one biggest advantage you would you would state?
Like yeah, as I told in the answering the previous question, I believe that one of the biggest advantages is speed, because you can speed and no limits on the amount. You can
Mm,
send $1 million worth of Bitcoin or USDT or whatever pretty quickly, and you will pay for that transaction maybe a couple of dollars, not more than that. So I think that is the
right.
biggest advantage. That's one thing. The second thing would be that it's completely secure and private. Like you are sending a transaction that is being added to the ledger. You cannot do anything with that. That's
Gotcha.
already done. So I think there is also a hidden advantage here, probably for the sellers, merchants, that you cannot actually initiate the chargeback or refund. So there is less options for fraudulent activities if you are selling
Okay.
goods or services online. And additionally, I would add that one of the things is that it's completely autonomous, and it's about freedom. Like, you can
Mm.
accept your money to your crypto wallet, you can use it however you want, you can send it
Yeah.
to whoever you want, and you will not have the issues like sometimes you can have the bank. Like, let's say you want to go for drinks in the middle of the night, you spend like $100 extra, bank is calling you, hey, is that your transaction or something? No, it's great for security. I don't mind, but it also shows that
Yeah.
we are completely under control when it goes to money and banks. And
Sure.
like looking at what's happening with the governments and the CBDCs and stuff like that, it's a very frightening trend.
True.
I'm afraid of that. I don't want
Okay.
a government to control my life, and I think that crypto gives that opportunity to at least have a little bit of freedom there. And also,
Hmm.
one of the things I wanted to add, that one of the biggest advantages for individuals uh, in the countries where you have a very volatile national currency or huge inflation rate, like, let's say, I don't know, Venezuela,
Mm.
Turkey,
Right. Yeah.
Nigeria. In this kind
Yeah.
of countries, people use crypto payments because they are less volatile than their national currency. And I think that
Right.
that is also giving an additional freedom to them, because they can easily use that money. They can put the money, let's say, in stable coin, go to sleep, wake up next day, and they would have the same amount of money on their on their crypto wallet. It's not like with the national currency that you can go to sleep next day, boom, 20% prices risen up and inflation hit you hard.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm glad you brought that up. I think not many people um realize, I guess, the economic side. I think unfortunately a lot of schools don't teach this stuff, unfortunately, or maybe purposely for very good reasons. But that's a whole set of conspiracy. But I'm glad you brought up Venezuela, um, Turkey, Nigeria. I love that you brought up Nigeria because in relation to CBDCs, because I don't know if you're aware, but last year, um, the Nigerian government had brought up e-naira, their CBDC. But the interesting thing is that majority, maybe 80 to 90% of the population didn't accept it
Yeah.
because the people over there for decades they don't trust the government. And even though the government has given a lot of how do you say lot of incentives and benefits and all that stuff, but a lot of people just went with BTC and maybe stable coins because they want control, they want freedom, which you just said. I think but I think I'm just seeing it maybe in certain countries that are experiencing high inflation, but who knows? Do you think this example of Turkey, Venezuela, Nigeria, are they going to be the only examples, or do you see other countries experiencing the same thing?
Of course, like so I named those three countries because of the economic situation there. Like,
Yeah.
for example, Turkey has one of the highest inflation rates for the past year, and I think this year I'm not sure if they been able to brought it down, because I don't think they were raising the stakes at their central bank in Turkey. So I think they
Mm.
chosen some weird approach to fight it. But nevertheless, let's not go into that because that's an 1 hour topic. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that also, if you look in like, there are quite a lot of countries that are going well with the crypto adoption. Like, I'm originally from Ukraine. And I can tell you that the crypto adoption there is on an insane level. Like, you can go and
yeah.
spend your crypto to buy a TV in one of the biggest retailers that sells electronics in the country. You can go right now even
Man.
to the supermarket. You can go and buy groceries for crypto in a couple of supermarkets in the capital. And I read probably like a month ago the stats on the crypto adoption. 12.7% of population, at least at one point of time, they had crypto. They either hold it, either invested, or they interacted with crypto. So
Ooh.
1 in 8 people in the country of 40 million had the interaction with crypto. But also, there was quite a mainstream topic and discussion about El Salvador like last year.
Mhm.
I did not read anything new from that part of the world, but I remember they were doing quite a lot of cool stuff for crypto, like mining with the volcano energy and selling bonds for
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
adding their national wallet and giving everyone $30 in BTC to spread the adoption. This is cool things. Like
yeah.
if the country is going through instability, crypto brings, a little bit of, let's say, hedge against the risks.
Sure.
So of course, in
Right.
the future, there will be more and more countries using crypto more actively because the economic situation in the whole world is not the best right now.
No, no, that's good. No, 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 no. Thank you for being really honest about it. I think that's look. I think that is something we need, and especially in this time with all this economic situation, we have to be honest about it and how to hedge these risks. It's not just us, but also other people too. And I think with the blockchain, it's sort of like a truth telling machine. Like um, oh, what's happening and stuff. So. Just want to go back a few steps when you talked about crypto adoption. And thank you for sharing about Ukraine. I think that's a really great example. But I just want to go on a macro level um, because I feel like even with all this good news, with El Salvador, even also in the Caribbean too, we're also seeing also crypto adoption, especially with Bitcoin Cash. We're seeing
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
in other countries, um, like say here in Dubai, like they say a lot of people say it's a crypto capital of the world, Web3 capital of the world. In some ways, I kind of agree, but personally for me, I also have to disagree too. I don't want to I don't want to upset my fellow friends, but hey, look, if you can't buy coffee with crypto here, I think we have a long way to go. But I know that we are able to create a lot of activity and stuff, so which is great. But I still feel that crypto adoption is still lagging behind. The reason I state that is maybe less than 5% of the world is still has some access with crypto. I feel we have a long way to go. I mean, do you agree with it, or do you have a different point of view? And if you agree with it, like in terms of we have a long way to go, what are the challenges that we are facing in terms of crypto payments and crypto adoption?
So I do agree that we still have a long way to go because right now we are in transition from being a commodity to becoming a everyday instrument, everyday in real life instrument. Because right now, most of the people treat crypto as investment, as something that you can put money. Like let's say you're making 100% of money, you spend some on real estate, you spend some keeping money in cash, you spend some there, and a little percent, little allocation
Sure.
you put into
Yeah.
crypto just to hold it, just to keep the value, and then sell it high to make money. And right now we're going through this transition. Will people treat it less as investment and treat it more as an everyday solution? And we see it everywhere already. You can pay in a lot of places with crypto.
Yeah.
Then you can have a lot of real life everyday cases, like with proof of ownership, like with NFT tickets and stuff like that. And this is quite interesting, and I think that
Yeah.
this real world, real life utility, it will help to spread crypto, and it will help with mass adoption, definitely.
That's cool. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure we're able to overcome you know these challenges in terms of crypto payments adoption stuff. But just let's talk about. There's another question I think some of my friends who are not in the crypto space, many of them would ask me about like, they want me to kind of like walk them through how does this crypto transaction takes place, what is involved, um, like could you kind of give us maybe a simple example like how a crypto transaction takes place?
Sure,
Just
but
just
before that, I completely forgot one point
mm,
on the previous question. What I wanted to add, like on the how to overcome the challenges, because I had this kind of conversation literally this weekend with my friend. We were talking
mm,
about the different
please do.
challenges that crypto and businesses that work in crypto have, and how to overcome them. One of the things I noticed, I read it on Saturday, that 75% of US citizens, they're afraid to use crypto because they feel that this is insecure, and they feel that there is a big amount of fraud and scam happening in the industry. I think
Mm,
this is the main issue for most of the companies. Why?
mm,
Because
yeah,
imagine you are a newbie user, you know nothing about Bitcoin. You go to a website where you want to buy crypto. You're entering that whatever buy widget, you put $100 to buy Ethereum, Bitcoin, something else, and you get that cryptocurrency. And because you don't know how to use it, you might easily lose it. You might send it to the wrong address. You might add the wrong address for purchasing. Instead of Bitcoin, you can add something else and you lose your cryptocurrency. And then it would be
yeah,
very hard for you to restore access to that money. And probably if you fail with your first interaction with crypto, more likely you will never come back to crypto again. You would think that this is some fraud and scam. But the biggest problem was that you did not educate yourself. And since I was working a lot as a head of support in different companies, I see that everywhere. Any part of the world, any country, there are a huge amount of users that want to enter to crypto, but they don't really want to educate themselves. Either they don't want to go through the academies and lessons and stuff, or they just want to, buy crypto while it's on hype and make some money. So I think that one of the most important things is that we all, as people that are working in the blockchain crypto industry, we need to continuously educate people and continuously educate ourselves. This is really important. If we will not know how everything works, if our users will not know how crypto works, they will have um, challenges with using that. It would be difficult to them to onboard and get into adoption. But yeah, that's just a little remark on the previous
no,
question.
no,
As
sure, sure.
for
No, that's a good. No, that's a really good point, and thanks for sharing that. I think I think the way I see it is like, of course, it's education, like getting people to understand the stuff. But I think from my end, someone from the marketing side, the way I see it is we have I guess a narrative or I would say in a simple term, a messaging problem, like getting the word out there and changing that perception because that's also another thing too. So I know we got a long way to go, but at least it, I think compared to many years ago, I remember like when I talked about crypto or talk about Bitcoin to people, um, you know people give me this stupid look, like, oh, this crazy look. So at least now, this time it is much better. Like, people are curious, but, they just need more time to understand the stuff. But I'm glad that, that scenario has changed. I don't know if you remember the back in the old days, man. Like I used to get the most weirdest looks. Like what the heck am I talking about? So I'm just glad that we out of that phase. So
Yeah, me too. I completely relate. I 100% related. I know what you're talking about. People, I even saw like guys posting online, "Hey, I don't want to work in crypto. I don't want to work in like gambling or something like that." They add crypto to like very high risk, fraudulent kind of industry, which
mm,
is not true because there's so many real world cases and good things
yeah,
that are happening already in crypto. Like if you look at a couple of startups that are doing like amazing things, like real world utilities, like tickets for NFTs, sharing the intellectual property rights through NFTs,
yeah,
and so on and so forth. There's so many things, but yeah, this is something that I'm also it's a separate topic. I can talk about that for probably
Yeah.
1 hour or even more because there are so many great examples in our industry. You were asking me about how the transaction works. So just not
Yeah,
to,
yeah. But in a simple format, I mean,
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
talk to like you're talking to someone who
yeah.
is just a regular person. They're like, I'm sure they may be curious about how Visa works, but just kind of give a kind of like a background, hey, how this transaction takes place. So,
So the difference between Visa, for example, transaction and transaction that is happening on blockchain is that Visa is verifying and validating those transactions as a centralized entity through their product or through their algorithm that they have in place. More likely, it's all working automatically, and only manual intervention is needed when it's something like a chargeback or something like that. When it goes to crypto, it's kind of same input, same output, because what is your goal with doing a transaction? You want to move a certain amount of money from one place to another, right? With
right,
crypto, it's pretty much the same. You can achieve that, but instead of a centralized entity verifying your transaction, you have a decentralized network of nodes that are connected to the blockchain, and they are validating and verifying that transaction. So, like, to put it simply, it doesn't go through a Visa technology. It goes through a blockchain technology, and that's pretty much it.
okay, cool. No, thanks for saying that. I think that's actually summed it quite well actually. How the difference between Visa um and just the Bitcoin network, how it works. So thanks for that. Um, Actually, I'm kind of curious about Zonda and I guess the crypto payments industry. I'm sure many years ago, it was sort of like a startup kind of, it's a kind of new, but actually I'm kind of curious about the future of the crypto payment space, and I'm sure maybe there might be some new exciting improvements or maybe new business models or new tech coming into play. So, what can we expect? Well, is there anything exciting we should be looking forward to in terms of the crypto payment space?
So, I will give you perspective from Zonda as a company, as a centralized exchange, and I will give you some of my thoughts, personal thoughts on this.
Sure.
So, from Zonda perspective, first of all, we are excited about new regulations coming into place. We're excited about things like MiCA Act being developed in EU that will help probably make life easier for all of the players, which will include the virtual asset providers like we are, as centralized exchange on the, and also the end users. So we are excited about that because we want to have a, let's say, more sophisticated framework in place. We want to have all the clear answers to the questions that we have to the government auditors and the bodies that are giving licenses for trading. So we want to make
Right.
it more clear, more easy, and more approachable. And we are actually we've chosen that path. We are going through the path where if we want to enter a country, if we want to enter a region, we're trying to get the license first there. We are definitely going through all of the laws and regulations that are already active in that country to just make sure that we are 100% in the legal field.
Gotcha.
And of course, we are excited the most about this. Secondly, this is something that is both exciting for Zonda and me personally, is development of DeFi services. So we see that DeFi was like insanely popular last year. It was very popular 2021, like when in 2020 pretty much, when all of the biggest decentralized exchanges were launched. So we are excited about that in Zonda, and that's why actually we are building the token. So our token is the main, let's say, the main player in the ecosystem, and we are combining the DeFi elements on top of the centralized exchange. So we will also give like the main DeFi functionality to our users, like you can stake your tokens, you can get liquidity pool tokens, you can put that into farm, you can get a good APU out of that by just staking ours on the token.
Right.
And we will also add voting. We want to approach it in more like, let's say, client centric way. So we want to make sure that our community is also helping us with defining the path for growth for the whole
Oh,
company and
nice.
the product itself. And from my sole perspective, like personally, what I really like is what's happening in the NFT sphere, because this is a very good solution. NFT gives you an option to mint unique pieces of something, and it can be used in so many industries, in so many ways. Like, let's say you're going, I don't know, um, Ed Sheeran is coming to Dubai and you want to buy a ticket. You can buy NFT ticket, put it in your phone, and scan it when you're going to the concert. That
Yeah.
would be nice, and it's very easy to implement. For example, the people that know me, they know that I'm collecting vintage wines, for example, and I'm
All
buying those
right.
wines.
Okay. Okay. That's a
Yeah,
great example. Because I have some friends who love wine, but they wanna like sell wine or maybe some luxury item in a unique way, maybe using NFT. So please go ahead. I think this example could connect a lot of people.
yeah. So, like, I'm buying wines. I'm buying them online, offline, and so on. But one of the services I use is called idealwine.com, and they are you can either buy or sell through auctions or fixed price, and they have a technology. I don't really remember how it's called, something like Vinedex or something like that. So if you are selling some very expensive, let's say good vintage, like 30 years old,
Hmm.
expensive Bordeaux, you
Yeah.
can send that wine to them. They will verify its authenticity and they will put a small code on the bottle. And if you scan that code, you will be
Yeah.
redirected to that NFT page. And that NFT will contain all the information about this particular wine. It will say what is the number of the bottle, how it looks like, that this is verified by an independent expert and so on. And I think this is
Awesome.
great because it gives us, you know, proof of ownership. This is something that NFTs will be used in the future so much. Like you can use
Yeah.
it for intellectual property rights. I was reading about this a startup here in Berlin called Molecule. They are doing the IP rights transfer through the NFT technology and having a marketplace with all of the crazy stuff like
Yeah.
longevity, molecule, stuff like that, and also a lot of examples from the real estate. I heard that a lot of people are putting like descriptions of houses into NFTs, and when they're selling them, you can have that ticket to share it. For example, with the next buyer, like you bought a house, you want to sell it with profit in
Yeah.
10 years, and you have that ledger, you have the story of ownership in that one NFT. So things like that, they're exciting because I believe that those simple things they will help to grow adoption because people use them in everyday life. This is real use case.
Yeah.
This is simple, this is approachable, and great. Definitely great for the industry itself.
Yeah. No. No. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's really cool. Thank you for giving like a kind of like a macro view of what we should be excited about and looking forward to. So I'm glad, no, but in terms of the crypto payments, I'm really glad that yeah, I guess in terms of regulations um because I know a lot of people they do care about the regulation side because they just want to just make business as smooth and easy without any obstacles or issues on both the sides. Just trying to like hey, just make the economy keep running smoothly, I think that is great. So I'm glad that because I think for me, I'm more excited for like the small businesses and regular people to start using crypto instead of um, dealing with the legal issues whether crypto is high risk and stuff because I seen that maybe more than a decade ago like when it comes to VPNs. I remember VPNs was considered high risk as equivalent to pornography and gambling, which I thought was kind of uh lack of a better word, kind of dumb. But I guess there was this misunderstanding or there was maybe a lack of clarity of why privacy is needed. Like you do need privacy on a financial level too, because that's, for protection and stuff. But I think it's good to, get that education out there and level the playing field. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. And we're almost coming close. I just have one last question. Um, Maybe an advice from you. Now, we got a lot of individuals, a lot of new people coming in, businesses, hey, they want to accept crypto payments. So I guess the question is, if people would ask you, what advice would you give for individuals and small businesses when it comes to accepting crypto payments? How would, I'm actually kind of quite curious to ask you.
So, when it goes to businesses, my advice is very simple. If you want to accept crypto payments, just go to LinkedIn and find Stanislav Havryliuk, add me to your friends list, and
All
send
right.
me a demo call request. We'll do you a demo call of Zonda Pay, and we will show you how easy it is to accept crypto payments with only 0.5% fee for crypto and 1.1 for fiat currencies. So this is for businesses.
Gotcha.
So for business, it's very, very simple right now. There are so many solutions in the market. You just go there, you have a demo call, the engineer helps you to do the integration. It's always very quick. And boom, you can accept crypto to your e-commerce platform. I think this is something that everyone has to do. It's very
Yeah.
easy to pay. I like services where you can pay with crypto because it's easier. You
Yeah.
just send a transaction instantly in there. You have the confirmation. Your order is on the way. As for individuals, um, the most important thing, I believe, one of the most important things, aside of educating yourself, is doing your own research. For example, you want to go and buy a new token. Don't follow the hype. Just read about the team that is behind that project. Go deep into their token economics. See who is owning the stakes. See what are the vesting and cliff periods for the tokens. See what are the allocations and make your analysis. If you will find a token and you see that 90% of the tokens are held by one investor, probably it's not a good option for you because he can easily dump them and you will lose all of your money. The
Yeah.
same goes for choosing a platform and provider. If you want to go and use an exchange, make sure this is a licensed exchange. This is exchange that has history, that has the team. This is not something that just appeared last year, became
Yeah.
big, and then can disappear. We all saw what happened in November with FTX. Uh, so I wouldn't recommend putting money in an unregulated entity, having an office for 20 people in Bahamas in a $40 million mansion. That doesn't sound smart. That's not good. Crypto is real money. You should treat it as your capital. Why
Yeah.
people do their research when they are buying stocks, but they don't do the research when they are buying meme coins? Because people are still thinking, okay, this is some funky thing. This is not the real world stuff. This is like a cryptocurrency. It's not like US dollar or something. In
Yeah.
fact, it's you need to do the same research. So to all new people coming to this space, my advice is very simple. First of all, learn how everything works. Get to know the basics. And then before investing somewhere, do your own due diligence. At least going to the I don't know, Telegram, Discord, Reddit group, asking a bunch of questions, reading the papers. This is something you have to do. It will definitely protect you and give you a little bit of more security to your funds.
All right. No, that's good. No, thanks for sharing that. I think um, those are definitely wise words, man. You know, I'm sure we're going to see more people are looking for crypto-based solutions or blockchain-based solutions. To maybe to accept their salary in crypto, or maybe to do business with using crypto payments instead of other long tedious channels. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, that's yeah. I think I think that those are the only questions I have in mind. But before we go, what I mean, maybe you might have. I guess what questions you want people to ask you. When it comes to crypto and blockchain, which because I'm sure like a lot of people ask a lot of the the regular questions, but I'm sure there are some important questions that people need to ask you. You feel which is important. Is there anything you have in mind, or
Well, it would really depend who's asking. You know,
okay,
if we are talking about the businesses that want to accept crypto payments, maybe they
okay,
want to ask me about the offering and proposal for Zonda Pay. If we are talking about a fresh project that wants to list their token, they might want to ask how we are doing the listing and what kind of tokens we're listing on our exchange. If this is a crypto user, let's say from Europe, maybe they would want to ask me about what would be the future of cryptocurrency. Will,
okay.
I don't know, Germany become the blockchain hub in Europe for crypto and development or something like that? So it would really depend on with whom I'm having the conversation and on what level of let's say, knowledge of crypto that person is. If this is someone who's just entering, we would be talking definitely about basics, and I would be trying to highlight how good the crypto is. What are
Hmm.
the real cases? What are the utilities? If we are talking with someone who is very knowledgeable in crypto, I would want to talk about some of the new cutting edge technology that's right now on the market, or maybe even tokens that I'm willing to invest in and do a joint due diligence with that person, something
All
like
right.
that.
Okay. Cool. Cool. No, fair. No, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we got like, I'm sure we have come across so many people from different backgrounds, which is great. I think it's just a testament of how attractive crypto is and how it's bringing people from all backgrounds to I guess the way I love to say it is join the revolution.
Yeah,
A peaceful revolution. Let me put it that way. So. Because I think personally for me, I'm all about the free markets and like getting free people to conduct business in a free manner. I think I think to me, I guess personally for me, I'm more excited about how crypto is um promoting entrepreneurship. I think coming up with new, like new solutions, like what you just mentioned, right? The intellectual property or NFTs for wine, or maybe some of the luxury items, or payments. Hey, man, I mean that itself is personally to me, it's a big deal. I think making it easy for regular people to just accept crypto in a fast, easy, reliable way. I think personally for me is a game changer. So I that's my dream. So, but
I
yeah,
hope it will become a reality.
it should. I believe so. I think. Um, I mean, because I think things are getting much more exciting, even though with a lot of craziness going on. But I think this is a good opportunity for us to, I believe, to change the narrative from I mean what you mentioned about the MICA Act, like making it easier for crypto companies and even for end users to benefit from crypto. I think to me that's a good sign, honestly.
Definitely, the
Wow,
industry is getting more mature. We are getting more protection. It's good for everyone.
awesome, man. Yeah, yeah. So anyways, so before we go, just to how can people learn about Zonda, and also how they can connect with you? Is it only to LinkedIn, or do you have any other socials, for
So,
people connecting?
as a person that values privacy, I
All
have
right.
only one social media, and this is LinkedIn.
All
I
right.
don't use
Nice.
other channels for a couple of years, and you can reach out to me there. I'm answering to everyone who's sending me a message, or it's Telegram. As for Zonda, it's very easy. Go to Google, type zondaglobal.com, boom, and you have it. This is the website where everything is inside. You will find our academy, our centralized exchange with one of the best fees on the market, and also Zonda Pay. So if people
Sure.
are interested in accepting crypto and getting payment, getting payouts in crypto or euro, we are happy to help there.
Awesome. All right, folks, I will leave the descriptions below. I guess I'm pointing it right. Who knows? Doesn't matter. I'll put it right there. But anyways, uh, Stan, don't leave yet. But hey, fam, we gotta go. I'm excited to talk to Stan, and I love to learn more about how to get people to start accepting crypto. So yeah, I think this is a good topic for a lot of us to learn, and especially if you guys are just freelancers or small business owners, or maybe you're trying to, future proof yourself. I think hey, crypto payments is one area to look into. So if you want to learn more, hey, Stan is right there. You can find him on LinkedIn and also Zonda too. But anyways, we gotta go. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. All right.